Hello, everybody. I hope you are all doing well. Welcome to this week's episode of my podcast. This is the part two, where we'll be discussing the premiere of Sakamoto Days. So, Sakamoto Days is a manga that came out a few years ago and which has had, a certain level of success, which is the reason why it has been adapted into an anime recently. Personally, I have not been following and reading the manga, so this is my first time ever immersing myself in the Sakamoto Days universe. So the episode starts with the backstory of Mr. Sakamoto. We are told that he was this former hitman and that one day he met a woman and he found love and he decided to settle with her, and now they both own and run a shop together in a small town. We are also introduced to a character called Shin the Clairvoyant, and we are told that he has the ability to read minds, which kind of puzzles me because if he has the ability to read minds, why is he a simple subordinate? Why is he a simple underling in a crime organization? Like, if a lot of us had that ability by now, we will be multi-millionaires, maybe even billionaires. We will all be some of the most successful people in the societies that we live in. Even if he wanted to go down the dark road, even if he wanted to embrace the dark side, he should have been the godfather. He should have been the biggest mobster in the whole of Japan, or even the biggest mobster in the whole planet. So I really don't feel like he's making good use of his powers, considering that he has one of the most overpowered abilities that any character in any story could ever have. Shin goes to Mr. Sakamoto's town, and his goal is basically to convince him to come back and work with the mob, return to his former lifestyle. But when he gets there, he realizes that Mr. Sakamoto is a changed man. He is now a family man. He has a wife, he has kids, and he is adored by everybody in his neighborhood. That is why he decides to tell his boss to basically leave Mr. Sakamoto alone, because now he has a new life and he seems very, very happy in his new life. But of course, his boss isn't having any of that, and his boss tells him that rules are rules, and if Mr. Sakamoto doesn't want to get back with them, he has to off him. So he goes back to Mr. Sakamoto's shop to take him down. But of course, because Mr. Sakamoto is too strong, he is unable to do that and he gets knocked out. So when he wakes up, he goes back to the mob headquarters and he decides to beg his boss to spare the life of Mr. Sakamoto. But that doesn't go down too well and they decide to take him down. So now he has to fight for his life and take on the whole mob all by himself. He is able to hold his ground for some time, but he eventually gets overpowered because he's severely outnumbered. And when he's basically about to be finished, Mr. Sakamoto steps in and saves the day. He basically runs through the whole mob and also saves Shin. Apparently, he was able to locate Shin because he placed a bug in Shin's utensil. I didn't even know it was possible to bug a utensil, but anyways, it's anime, right? So after they take down the whole mob without offing anyone, that's very important, Mr. Sakamoto basically hires Shin and tells him to come and work with him in his shop. And of course he agrees. Which puzzles me again, because how are you able to read freaking minds, but the only thing you can do with your life is to work in a shop? Anyways, that's how the episode ends. I think this episode was okay. It was a good introductory episode. I think the goal was just to get us to be familiar with all of the main characters. And I think in the following episodes, the story will unfold smoothly. I'll be reviewing the second episode shortly, so keep it locked.